Going back to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse. Well, it says right here, I think it's 7, right? 7. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of Yahweh and not of us, because we get that strength from the Lord Yahawashi, and we get that power from Yahweh. Right? I hope I said that correctly. Going to, speaking of earthen vessels, that because we're going to get them new bodies. We get, well, let me read it first. So, 2 Corinthians 5. I clicked it away. Can't believe that. Oh, no, I didn't. So, 2 Corinthians 5 and 1. Damn it. No, it says here, for we know that if our earthly house, for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High, a building not made with hands, eternally in the heavens. That's that new body that Yahawashi already fixed up for us in Yahawashi. That's waiting, probably looking at you right now, just waiting for that spirit to be snatched up out of that body and then given to that heavenly body, that celestial body. And you know what the funny thing is? If you watch this movie called Avatar, watch this movie Avatar. That's it. Their conscious is their conscious is being transported into another body. You can kind of see that there. And he's all been knowing these things. That's why he puts it in his movies. And you have this other movie called Sleeve, something with Sleeve, where they transfer their conscious into another body. They do filthy shit with it in that movie, but it's just a concept that you can use, and then you can imagine how it would look like. You know, I'm attached to a lot of things, you know, a lot of old things. I'm not a hoarder, but I have old tech that clothing too. I really wear it until it has like it starts to fade with the color. Like this t-shirt. It's an old t-shirt. It's still good, but it's kind of old. But I don't want to throw it away. I want to, if it get holes or something like that, I wash it every day. Don't worry about that, because I'm thinking of Arthur Kusler with the Amalekites wearing clothing until it disintegrates. I'm not doing that, man. I wash it every day, but the more you wash it, the more it starts fading color and stuff like that. And then I don't wear it on the street anymore. I just wear it in the house now as you know, the Edomites, they have pajamas and shit like that. I ain't gonna spend no fucking money on no goddamn pajamas. That's the dumb shit. And I don't sleep in that shit neither. I have just regular clothing that I wear at the house, and then clothing that I wear on the street. But yeah, anyway, so it's not a hoarder. It's more like a hamster. It's because hamsters, they keep food in their mouth for a long time, like spare food. That's hamstering. In America, they call it hoarding. But anyway, I'm not like that, but I don't like throwing stuff away. You know? It's a good thing, because if you got a girl, you're not gonna throw her away too. You're gonna keep her. But that's a good thing. Don't be switching up and all that type of stuff. And you don't like something of her, all of a sudden you ain't gonna want her anymore. You need to get your ass beat, because that's what used to happen back in the days. Deuteronomy 22. You all of a sudden you don't want that Jacob Descendant daughter no more. You need to get your ass whipped and then forced to be with her until the day you die, huh? Anyway, so 2 Corinthians 5 and 1. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Heavenly Father, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven, which is that new body. We earnestly groan toward it, like, oh man, you know, you want to have it, you know, because that's what's up. Verse 3. If so be that being clothed we shall not be found naked, meaning we're all, because like for example Moses came down and he saw that they were made naked. That's because they was exposed to the heathen gods and stuff like that. But if you're clothed with the armor of the Most High, the armor of God, in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 11, you're clothed with the armor. You have the shield, you have the buckler, you are protected against, for example, in Psalm 64, it speaks about the wicked, they shoot their arrows at the perfect man, at the Jacob descendant, right? But if you have the helmet and the buckler of Yahawashi, you're going to be able to block those arrows and stuff like that, right? It's just going to bounce off of the shield that you have. You got a helmet, and they're going to shoot up on the helmet, and the arrow is just not going to penetrate that helmet because it's the spirit of Yahawashi, right? Those are the lies that they teach. For example, at the end of the rainbow, you have a leprechaun with a pot of gold. Those are lies. Those are arrows that they shoot in your head. And when you're young, you don't know what's really going on. And when you're grown up, for example, they teach you the same lie again, but now with some same gender type of thing with the rainbow coloring thing. So they keep on making shit up. Those are the arrows that they shoot. There's many more type of arrows examples, but I'm just going to use that one. Let me go on. Verse 4. For we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon, which is this truth. It's irritating, but you don't want to be unclothed, but it's still irritating, right? That mortality might be swallowed up of life, and that's what we're praying toward. We want this. I'm reading. Sorry, we want that immortality is what we want, right? 1 Corinthians 15. But anyway, let me go back to 2 Corinthians 4. Right, 2 Corinthians 4, and let me see, 7. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, because our body is earthen vessels. 1 Corinthians 15 shows you that. Yeah. That the excellency of the power may be of Yahweh and not of us. Verse 8. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. So we are troubled on every side. Everywhere you go is nothing but trouble. You know? Especially when you in Yahawashi. I'm gonna give you an example, right? I love watching people in different places and countries. I don't like to travel. I like when other people travel. I like that. So I look and see how their world is, and I see a lot of Jacob descendants go to China and stuff like that. They actually go there, and then they go to things in Japan and stuff like that. Yeah, you have nasty people over there, but you do have other people that are not nasty. So then they do things, and then I learn off of that. But I, in fear, look toward the food industry, because I know they eat. I wouldn't be able to eat there. So, because of Yahawashi. Now, when you're not in Yahawashi, you would just go there and probably go eat squid. I would, even in the world, I wouldn't eat that shit, man. A squid? Why would you eat a squid? Are you crazy? I wouldn't eat that. I don't eat live animals. You need to cook that food first, because I don't do that. But still, I would then maneuver around it. I'm just giving you an example. I never had the desire to go there, right? Never had the desire to go there. It's not my shit. But I'm just giving you an example. Everywhere you go, you are in either constant fear that you're gonna eat something stupid, or just you're surrounded by wolves, of course. Being a sheep, looking like a wolf yourself, me. I'm a sheep with wolf clothing on. Anyway, let me read on, man. Now it says right here, verse 8, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. So we are troubled on every side. Everywhere you go, you're being troubled, especially when you're in this truth. We are perplexed, but not in despair, because there's always hope. You're perplexed, like, damn, what the fuck is going on, man? But you're not in despair, like there ain't no hope. Like, oh man, I don't see no way out of this one. No, man, you see a way. All you need to do is put your faith in Yahawashi. Verse 8, persecuted but not forsaken, cast down but not destroyed. So we are cast down but not destroyed. In Baruch it says, Baruch 4, it says that you are destroyed because of the things that you done, but not as to extermination destroyed, but more as destructured. Yeah, it's still destroyed, but still more as slapped off of that pedestal that we thought we put ourselves up. No, not thought. that we put ourselves upon, and that we thought that we were higher than the Most High. I'm not making that up. The Jacob descendants really thought there was the shit without Yahweh. We sure found out that day, didn't it? Now, 2 Corinthians 4 and 10. Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahawashi, that the life also of Yahawashi might be made manifest in our body. That's why you got to go through things how he went through things. So it says here in the book of, let me see some. I already read those actually. It goes into, let me show you again. Let me see. Okay. Acts 14 and 22, it says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, right? And that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. So, just like Yahawashi went through much tribulation in his lifetime when he was on the earth as Yahawashi, also others but loose from that. When he was on the earth as Yahawashi, he went through much tribulation, and it says right here that through much tribulation, we're going to go into the kingdom. You have to go through it. You know, you must needs go through it. And John 15 and 20, it says, so John 15 and 20, it says, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute thee, you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep your sayings also. They will keep also your saying. What? They will keep yours also. Right. But the thing is that he went through some stuff, and therefore his believers, his followers, the ones that believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, the Lord Yahawashi, they will go through some things also. You need to go through that. Much tribulation. Through much tribulation, that's how you enter into Yahweh, the kingdom. Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, his kingdom. Another one is, let me see, Matthew 20 and 25. But Yahawashi called them unto him and said, ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are greater exercise authority upon them, right? But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister, because the elect is the servant of the 140 of the 1/3. So the elect are the ministers of the rest of the house of Jacob. But yeah, I don't even want to say that, because Yahawashi said, who then therefore is greater, the one that sitteth at the table or the one serving? Because the king is the Lord Yahawashi is the one that sitteth, but he still serves you, but you serve him. It's kind of like that, but through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, you would understand it. And yeah, the ones that are being served are actually greater, are greater than the one serving them. But it's not about greatness and stuff like that. It's about you are still also a servant, even though you have been given a task that might elevate you, but still you are a servant, and therefore you go and serve. Now, if the sheep needs you, here's this stupid meme. Wait, my people need me, and then the motherfucker flies away, right? But that's how you got to be in this Jacob descendant lifestyle. You know, you got to be like, wait, the sheep of the Lord need me, and you fly off toward them. They be screaming, help, man, help, man, help. They in his truth, surrounded by wolf lies and all that dead wolf trying to get him in the house. You know what I'm saying? Trying to lure him in the house. Have you ever did that? You know what I'm saying? Lure a chick in the house. You have a lot of, I went through that shit. You have a lot of females that run away from homes and stuff like that, from their homes. And then you want to get them to sleep at your house. I know it's fucked up, but still. Well, that's the wolf. in this truth. They're trying to lure you into another doctrine. Esau trying to get you into another doctrine. He's that wolf, right? And you're that dumb girl that ran away from the Most High. You're a victim. You're a potential victim. Because I'm looking at you like a wolf. But I'm gonna get this one in my house. She ain't got nowhere to sleep anyway. Especially, you know where you're supposed to be at. Under a roof. With a blanket and all that type of stuff. All warm and fuzzy. You know exactly what's in your mind, what you're trying to do to her. But she has no idea. Well, she has, but she doesn't know to the extent of what you're trying to do to her. Trying to blow her back out like you're pumping up a bicycle. Okay. Enough visualization. But that's what these other philosophies are going to do to you. You're a woman without being protected in this world if you don't have Yahawashi, because we are married unto the Lord, and therefore, if you are not protected by your husband, which is the Lord Yahweh, well, the Lord Yahawashi now, because we turned our back toward him, then he sent his son. Now you're a spouse to him, but a lot of people break off the engagement and then go back into the world. Some of them say, hey, yeah, everybody could be saved. You just broke up the engagement toward the Lord Yahawashi. The marriage is off. You already started flirting with another doctrine, so you out of there. Anyway, Matthew chapter 20, verse 26. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Because he knows all these scriptures, then he needs to, I'm not saying it like that, but he needs to serve you. For example, are you greater than your pet? Yes, you are, right? Okay, cool. Do you still serve your pet? Because your pet needs food. What do? You break your back, you go to the store, even if you're tired. But if you have a dog or a cat or a bird, you will get up your lazy ass, and then tired, you might be tired. Then you will go to the store and get yourself some food, and you will also clean his dog bowl on your knees. You will clean his dog bowl. You will, let's say he's not potty trained yet. He's just a young pup, young cat, bird. You will clean his shit. That's what you do. That's what you do. But you're still greater than him. You still serve him though. Well, basically that's what you need to do with the sheep of the Lord. You clean their shit, because sheep are stupid. I don't want to say it fucked up, but they shit in their own water. And that's why you have to clean the water, because they're going to shit in it. Birds do it. And they're going to get sick because they're going to drink that same water again. And that's the vomit of this world. They're going to drink the waters of this world. Therefore, you teach them like, no, that's gutter water. Don't do that. And then you be like, no. Just like how you talk to a baby. A baby want to put something in their mouth. No, don't do it. And then the baby look at you like, what are you? It's normal. No, it isn't. And then eventually the child is going to understand and know, like, oh, I can't put these type of things in your mouth. Maybe if you're not there, they're going to put it in their mouth, because they're going, it's nothing wrong with them. Eat it, put it in their mouth. And then when you come around the corner, and you run toward them, well, that's what you got to do with the jig of descendants. Right? Because they're the sheep. They're like little babes. Newly born again babes. You need to teach them stuff. You already know. That's why you're the servant. You serve them. But you're doing it in the will of the Lord, because you're serving the Lord. If you love me, feed my sheep. Going on. 28. So Matthew 20 and 28. Even the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. That's basically what the elect will do. They will give their life a ransom because you need to walk the same path as the Lord Yahawashi. That's why you might get that status. But like I said, man, I ain't doing it with no status sake, man. I do it because I want to get them enemies. I don't want to go to Poland wipe them out. Bulgari, hunger, I don't care. Don't come with that dumb shit on me. I'm a Jacob descendant. I know where I'm from. I actually wanted to say something else. I'm a slave descendant. I'm pissed at a motherfucker. So I know which country I want to flatten, and I want it. And I'll just tell you, get out the way. Get out my way. Anyway, so it says right here. Yeah, let me read second. Oh yeah, I kind of skipped over it. So Philippians chapter 3, verse. This is talking about the new body. Sorry, I lost it. I just saw it scrolling through my phone. I saw it by it. Sorry, I saw it. I missed it. But anyway, Philippians chapter 3, verse 20. For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, Yahawashi, the Lord, Yahawashi, Mashiach. Verse 21. Who shall change our body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. Those are the new bodies that we're going to get if we keep on in Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. Every Jacob descendant is going to get that new body eventually, but the ones that keep in his faith, and they're going to get it like in the twinkle of an eye, like you blink your eye like and it's new body. And that's what I was thinking about. I don't like to throw away stuff. I was thinking about, what about the old body then? What's going to happen to it? Well, Yahawashi, well, the Most High actually. But no, I actually wanted to say Satan. Satan wanted to grab the body of Moses to do, I don't know what he wanted to do. You know, they might have used it in rituals or something like that, because that is what Esau does until this day. Because he goes to these kings that had the great power and great spirit. And for example, Yahawashi, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashi, the Most High Yahweh, he elevates in the book of Kings, First Kings chapter 20, or 19, or 18, or 17, one of those. It says that the Most High sent Elijah to go and anoint the king of Aram. He told him. Oh shit. Oh man. He told him to go anoint him, which means this. Psalms 45. I wanted to get the one in Hebrew, but it doesn't matter. The one in Hebrew is in the chapter of Yahawashi, but the one in Psalms 45, well, I'll just read it. Psalms 45 and 7. Thou lovest righteousness and hated wickedness. Therefore, Yahweh, thy power, had anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. The oil of gladness is olive oil. Let me read it again. Had anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. So once you get that anointing oil upon you by Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi, you are above your fellow members, your fellow Jacob descendants. And therefore, once the king gets anointed, he's greater than you. Like the Most High set it up like that. Even the heathen nations, their kings and stuff like that, you know. The Most High gave them a different spirit, man. They have a different spirit, whether they wicked or not. They have a different spirit, man. You know. You have righteous kings, you have wicked kings. It doesn't matter. They have a different spirit. So ex-King Saul, his spirit changed after he was anointed. Okay, now all of that, you have kings that were very great kings, powerful. Their spirit was power, might, and all that there. And then they died. And then Esau goes to those countries, African countries. I know of the Syrian countries also. Those the welded region, not those countries, but the whole region, meaning multiple of those countries. Esau goes over there, and then he goes to them tombs, and then he grabs them skulls. He does that. He does that, and then they do rituals with those skulls of those great kings, or maybe great warriors, not just loose from kings, great warriors. He takes those skulls and he does rituals with them. So I don't know what Satan wanted to do. Probably wanted to give his followers the, you know how they have a map card, a card with a map treasure. He probably would have gave his followers. That's why they always have these movies that they go have, you know, mummy movies and stuff like that. Anyway, then they find some kind of tomb where they have things and then they do rituals with it and stuff like that. That's what Esau does. He puts it in his movies, and it's not just movie stuff. He do it. Google and Skull and Bones that they grab skulls. Oh yeah, Geronimo, the family of Geronimo. And to this day, I think they got it already. I don't know. I'm not sure. But they wanted the skull of Geronimo because the Skull and Bones, they actually took it. They took the skull of Geronimo and they was doing rituals with it, man. Satanic rituals. And who is this? These are your so-called presidents and your so-called leaders, because it's not just the presidents from America. The Bilderberg group is actually a Dutch setup group here somewhere in Holland. Those were the fucking builders. Hey, I'm telling you, these Dutch people are way more satanic than you think. The Bilderberg group is Dutch. It's Dutch, man. It's not no American. Man, they teach America how to do devil shit. But, you know, they teach it. Look it up. Bilderberg group is a Dutch group, man. These people, the Dutch Edomites set it up. And they be teaching the ones in America how to do some devil stuff. Anyway. But as how Americans are competitive, they're gonna top them. They're gonna top them because that's what they do. They're always trying to be the best. And you sacrifice one child, he gonna try to do 15. You know, the ones but anyway, they chase children here in London. They do it there too, hunting. And I didn't watch the Epstein files, but I look at different people that did read it. I ain't got time to go read that shit. You just read the sweet part and make a video and I'll watch. I hate reading anyway. You do that and then, hey, I'll listen. I'll check y'all stuff. I ain't interested. Until this day, I haven't watched all the P. Diddy things. I ain't got time for that shit, man. I'll go watch it. I don't know, man. I'd rather do nothing than just listen to that shit. But I clicked on a few and it was horrible. It was funny too. The things that you hear that these guys are doing, I'm like, yo, it's crazy. Anyway, so that's what they do. They grab the skulls of kings and stuff like that are greater than the rest of the average people. The Most High made them greater. And that's just what it is. Even the heathen nations, they get anointed by Yahweh. That's what he does. He anoints them. Whether it be with the physical, in that case with Elijah, but Elisha went and anointed him with the physical oil, or it be spiritual. He just allows you to be the king. That's what the Most High does. He set it up kings and he take it down others. That's just what it is. But anyway, 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse. I actually wanted to go to 2 Ezra 6, 7, and 8, but that's going to be too much. So I'll just go to 8, which is, well, wait, let me get that later. 2 Corinthians 4, and I just finished this off. 2 Corinthians 4 and 11. Let's start at 10 again. It says, always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahawashi, because we bear that, right? That the life also of Yahawashi might be made manifest in our body. His life is manifest to us, Lord willing, of course. Because, you know, you're going to live that same type of lifestyle to a certain degree. 11. Because we make mistakes, he didn't. He was perfect. He kept the law perfect. We don't. Therefore, he is our strength to keep on going on. With, like you could say, stamina. And the fact that we're even existent, that's the Most High. That's where the power comes from, you know? Right. But the strength that keeps you going, you know, that stamina that keeps you're tired, but you still have that strength to go on. That's the Lord Yahawashi. He's that strength, you know? He brought that water to us too. In John 4. That's that same water that was in Jeremiah 2. But let me go on. Verse 11. For we which live are always delivered unto death for Yahawashi's sake. We die every day. That the life also of Yahawashi might be made manifest in our mortal flesh. That's going to turn immortal. How about that? Well, we shall see. We shall see. So then death... I'm thinking of all the people that said that too. And they're back in the world now. You know what's funny? I always laughed at this shit. If you're surrounded by a whole group and you still fall off, you still go back. You got all this help. I just think it's funny. Let me not laugh too much. I always thought it was funny. I saw it years ago, so thought it was funny. No, I'm dead serious. I think it's funny. Anyway, so it says right here, verse 12. So then death worketh in us, but life in you. Why? Because Psalm 6 verse 63, John 6 and 63, it says, the Spirit quickeneth, so we bring it to you, which is these words. This word is life unto you. But the mannerisms of our life is kind of death, because all the perplexity that's going on about, you know, that like I said, a lot of people, they're healthy as shit. But yeah. Anyway, verse 13. We having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believed, and therefore I have spoken. We also believed, and therefore speak. Let me read it again. We having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believed. Because in the book of Hebrews, I forgot which chapter, where it's Hebrew 11, where it speaks about Abraham, that he believed. And Galatians chapter 3, and Romans chapter 4, and Hebrews 11, those three you should read. It explains to you that Abraham and everybody that comes after him is saved by promise, not by the law, not by circumcision. Because by promise first and foremost, then comes the law, and then therefore there comes the circumcision. But you're not going to be saved because of that, because he was not saved because of that, and he is an example of the ones that are the Israelite foreign and Gentiles that can come in this truth. They are saved by promise, not by keeping the law, because they didn't keep the law. Let me get that for you in Romans 4. These are a shadow of things to come in Colossians 2, which shows you that first you are in the flesh and then the law. Well, let me say it different. First you are in the shadow of the law, which is you're next to it. The law is touching you. So here's the law, and then you are in the shadow of the law. That you're not in the law yet. You're in the shadow of the law, meaning you're close to it because you're learning, right? And then therefore afterward, then you become the law, which is only in the kingdom, because he's going to give us those new bodies, and then therefore you're going to be like what's this guy's name? Sylvester Stallone. I am the law. You're going to be like that one. You know, your lip is going, I am the law. Yeah, you're going to be like that one. He's funny as hell. But let me just leave that shit, right? Romans 4 and 9. Cometh this blessedness then upon the circumcision only, or upon uncircumcision also? For we say that faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness. How was it then reckoned? When he was in circumcision or uncircumcision? Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision. Then he was given it. And there was the promise given because he wasn't circumcised yet. Verse 11. And he received the sign of circumcision afterward. That's how you need to come up in this truth. Faith first, and then you start deciding if you want to get that circumcision, but you need to be persuaded in your own mind. It would be better for you if thou are a keeper of the law. But first and foremost, focus on the faith. Anyway, 11. And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness, a seal of righteousness, right? Of the faith which he had yet been uncircumcised. Let me read it again. So he said, and he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had yet been uncircumcised. He already had it when he was uncircumcised. That he might be the father of all them that believe, though they be not circumcised. He's like a role model of the ones that are not circumcised in the flesh, circumcised, that still can come in his truth, being uncircumcised, coming up in it, and then getting the seal of righteousness, which is that circumcision. But that's afterward. That righteousness might be imputed unto them also. So therefore, they get it also, right? Verse 12. As the father of circumcision to them who are not of the circumcision only, but who also walk in the steps of the faith, of that faith, for our father Abraham, which he had being yet uncircumcised. So, then you come up in that. But anyway, let me go back to where I was. 2 Corinthians 4. And 11. For we which live are always delivered unto death for Yahawashi's sake, that the life also of Yahawashi might be. Wait, let me read that. Let me drink this. Some people are funny. They look at you funny. It's not mean. They just look at you. What are you doing? Anyway, so it says right here, verse 11. I already read that. 13. No, I already read that too. 14. Well, 13. We have in the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believed, and therefore I have spoken. We also believe, and therefore speak. Right, because you need to believe in this, man. You can't just read scriptures. You can't just read and not believe in it, man. You need to believe, man. What are you doing? You're reading, but you don't believe? Get out of here, man. You're funny. You should be laughed at. Right? So it says right here, verse 14, knowing that he which don't blow the wind, knowing that he which raised up the Lord Yahawashi shall raise up also. So let me read it again. Knowing that he which raised up the Lord Yahawashi shall raise up us also by the Lord Yahawashi, and shall present us with you. And that's what we're doing right here. The one that rose up the Lord Yahawashi, let me say it again. Let me read it again. Let me say it. The ones that rose, the Most High rose up Yahawashi, and with Yahawashi he shall raise us up. It's like a trickling down, you know? The Lord Yahawashi, and then the Lord Yahawashi raises up the ones that he believed in. 1 Corinthians 15 talks about it, that he will raise up the first fruits, which are the 144,000. He will raise them up to be the first fruits. So you get to pick and choose first. Back in the days, it was the book of Joshua, right? When they had the first dip, then they came, and then they saw land. They was like, I'm going to get that. It's like this when you with your parents, right? Or whatever, you might be with friends. So some people have it different. You might have certain places, right? And then you go up in a new house, and then there's maybe 4 rooms, and you with 4 people. The one who's first, he get to pick the people that pays the most get the biggest room. I'm loose from that. It's not on that tip. I'm just giving an example of when you see first, you get to pick first. And everybody else that come 2 3 days later, they get to pick what's left over. Well, that's how it's gonna be with the ones that will pass through this world and go into the next without one hair on their head perishing. Hair on the head perishing, you know, not burning, nothing. They're gonna pass through this world, and then, you know, the symbolic glass door, the invisible door, I should say, go through it, and then be up in the kingdom. You know, right here upon planet Earth. Anyway, so it says right here, 2 Corinthians 4 and 15. So it says, "For all things are for your sakes, that the abundant grace might through the thanksgiving of many redound to the glory of the Heavenly Father." So, everything that's basically happening to us, especially coming in this truth, is all thanks to Yahawashi, who sent his dearly beloved Son, the Lord Yahawashi, to come and help his first begotten son, Jacob. Yahawashi is the only begotten in the flesh, in the spirit, anything and everything. He's the one, right? He's the beginning, because the Most High doesn't have a beginning. Yahawashi is the beginning and the end. These are Greek words. He's the Alpha and he's the Omega. Yeah, the Most High doesn't have a beginning. He doesn't. He was before time. I don't know how to explain that. But I believe it. I don't even bother myself with that. Why would I try to crack my head open? You know how stupid it is? It's like, if I try, I would invert myself. I don't know. I would probably disappear in my own head and get locked up in my head. You know? One of the plagues of the mind. All of you crazy. You're just talking to yourself now. You're in another dimension. That's what's going to happen to you if you're trying to figure out how can you exist before existence itself. Why are you trying? Just keep it simple, man. I'm not even going to try. I don't even need to know. I don't care. What benefits is it that to me? Worry not how the wicked shall be judged, but worry about how the righteous shall be saved. Worry about that. I'm just giving you I'm not calling the Most High wicked. I'm just quoting that scripture somewhat to show you that I'm not focused on things. I'm focused on other things. It might be fun to know, but I don't need to know, because I already look at how confused I am. That's like, that's like, you know what? Leave it, man. That's like talking to a hamster and trying to explain to him how the government sent you a letter, and that letter, you need a lawyer just to read that letter, and then explain to him, that hamster, about why don't they just write normal sentences so that you can get it. So now you're complaining to the hamster. He's just looking at you like, hey man, you got some food, man. He's just looking at you like that. What? Well, that's me. I don't need to know. What am I looking for? Damn it, man. I kept on talking. So I lost it. I just leave it. It says 16. So 2 Corinthians 4 and 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day, because your faith, the comforter, which is the scriptures, the strength of the Lord Yahawashi refreshes you. So you look different every day, and you die every day too, because every day you stank when you wake up. That's why you need to wash your ass. You stank. You know, if you eat bullshit, it's gonna come out your eyes in the morning. I already knew that a long time ago. If you eat nonsense, stuff is gonna happen to you. You know, for example, if you eat a lot of flesh, like chicken, whatever, just meat, when you go to the toilet, it's not gonna smell that good, boy. Smell it from a mile away. But if you eat a lot of vegetables, greens, fruit, your stuff is not gonna actually smell that bad. It's gonna smell bad, but not that bad, because the flesh is rotting. It's not rotting, but it's dead flesh within your body, so it stinks. Anyway, finishing this. Verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. The light affliction that we go through right now ain't shit compared, man. One blessing of the Jacob descendant would let an Arabian sheikh, or whatever they call themselves, would let him forfeit all the $1 trillion that he has for one power of ours, which is, for example, the power to take flight. He would give up all the riches in existence that he had and probably steal everybody else's riches just to give it to you, just to have one blessing of the Jacob descendant, eh? Lose from immortality, because they would sacrifice the whole Lebanon. All the trees of Lebanon they would use to burn fire. All the animals of Lebanon, with the trees, just to burn sacrifice unto the Lord, just to get that one blessing of immortality. Lebanon had beautiful trees, don't have it no more, because the beasts are there. They don't eat pork, but they eat shrimp, and they do other filthy shit too. They're not as worse as Amalek, but you know, they ain't good neither. Anyway, 2 Corinthians 4 and 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Right, because, for example, that's why I can't stand people. I'm not going to say it again, because I'm actually very angry. I can't stand people that say dumb shit like, oh, you envious. I want to kill you right there, man, because I'm thinking like, this motherfucker, you think I'm like you. You know? Some bullshit right there. The nerve of certain monkeys want to say shit. Boy, I'm vexed, boy. If I was allowed to get that sword, I'd chop your fucking head off. It don't matter who you are. Don't say dumb shit to me, because I can't stand certain shit. My tolerance level is very high. But certain things, I ain't taking that shit, man. I ain't taking no shorts, man. That shit. But anyway, Yahawashi, the Lord willing, you're going to get this understanding and all the things that we go through, dying every day, whatever. You know, but yeah, if you eat good, you're not going to smell that bad, actually. You know, people that have an odor is the food. I know a lot of West African, East Indians. Oh, yeah, it's dang, boy. West Africans have it too, because they eat a lot of bullshit too. But when they come around here, they don't eat that shit no more from over there. They kind of import it from time to time, but if they eat it every day, they're going to stink. Because it comes through their skin, and you smell it. You smell it. When they talk, you smell the gases in their stomach. You smell that shit, man. That's because they eat it, and then you know they digest it in their stomach and all that type of stuff. And then when they talk to you, you smell that fucking shit, man. But if they start eating just different type of foods and stuff like that, then they won't stink no more. But it takes time. The East Indians, they eat a different type of shit. That's why they stink. That's one of the reasons. It's the food. And if you understand that, then you understand from yourself also that if you eat certain type of things, you're gonna stink. Just by looking to other people, and you can figure it out for yourself. So yeah, don't eat garbage. If you eat garbage, you will become garbage. You know how many long I haven't went to no goddamn McDonald's, boy? I don't eat burger shit on the street. I don't even eat burgers. And if I was to eat it, I'll make it myself. And even that I don't do. I don't need that shit, man. I don't need that shit. I eating this shit for years. But yeah, that's what you get when you are around these stores. You need to be around places where you have a market. You know, you got the Edomites on the market and these other heathen nations. I don't want to go that far, but I'd rather buy from them. Man, you know what? You have a lot of these Arabians and stuff like that. They have marketplaces and stuff like that with the vegetables and all that there, and the fruit. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm not hungry, but I'm actually thinking about it right now because I'm in the city. So I'm just gonna walk by if I could get something. But anyway, fuck it, man. The point is, man, you need to go to the markets, man. Not the supermarkets with the fancy lights and the coolings and shit like that. You know, you go to the markets, and yeah, and don't be buying meat packaged in plastic. Why are you doing that to yourself, man? Why are you doing that to yourself, man? You shouldn't do that to yourself, man. You need to buy meat that has the shape of the animal instead of, even if it has the shape of the animal in the supermarket, you don't know how long it's been there. I know people that used to work up in these type of places. They say they just, or they slap some fresh blood upon it, or they basically make it seem as if the food is not old, and then they sell it to you, or they repackage it. It's fucked up shit, man. You know. But if I was you, I would not do that. Just buy your food fresh, man. If you can. If you can't, pray to Yahawashi to fix you up, because you are what you eat to a certain degree. If you eat stanky food, you're gonna stink. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. All praises go to the Most High, Yahawashi, double honors unto the elder apostles and great millstone for the teaching of the scriptures. For the teachings of the scriptures, among other things, and shalom to the sincere Akim, of course, shalom.